With regard to the challenges and opportunities, not necessarily for the year 2024 alone, but then generally speaking, I would like to voice out an opinion. Rather, it's a concern that we have been discussing within our circle as well. When it comes to choral music, or for that matter, any other serious forms of music, which entails a lot of hard work, years of training and commitment, I think there is still a lot to be done as yet. Support is required in terms of finances, in terms of resources, advocacy, and opportunities as well. And most importantly, what I'm really feeling now is we actually require a good performance hall, specifically meant for chamber music and choral performances. Let me take the example of Nida Mukesh Ambani Cultural Center in Mumbai. This is the brainchild of Nida Ambani. The way that they have been promoting India's cultural diversity and specifically performance art is simply amazing. It's simply wonderful. I would like to bring this to our context as well, because even amongst our society, there are capable Nagas who can actually become patrons of art. And just think of it, wouldn't it be nice to have choirs doing well, thriving, because there are people supporting their art, new works and songs being commissioned, where there would be this creation of this musical ecosystem happening. I would also dream of avenues where there are world-class performances, even here in our state as well, with world state-of-the-art facilities. So those are some of the challenges that we still have to deal with, and I'm hopeful that in due course of time it will become a reality. And of course, while talking about challenges and opportunities, I think there is a greater support that is required in terms of advocacy and promotion of specifically choral groups, in addition to what TAFMA has been doing.
I think the ongoing Naga political talk must be pursued honestly by all sections of people and see that this is resolved. Once this is resolved, we will have tremendous opportunities for the Naga people individually as well as a community. Right now, political solution is not there, therefore we do not know about our future. But once political solution is worked out, the future roadmap will be put in place, and we all will know where we are traveling.
When we talk about challenges and opportunities, I think we need to understand the context of the world we live in. Today we are living in Cold War II era. I think the Nagas should be able to comprehend and understand what's going on in order to know what are the challenges and what are the opportunities we have. I used to think when I look back and think about our Naga movement, Naga freedom movement, that during the Cold War I, we missed an opportunity. I'm hoping that this Cold War II, though it's just dawning, will provide opportunities for us also. The second thing is the reality of artificial intelligence, AI. The computer world is just developing so aggressively, and we have reached a point where we don't have the handle on our computers, but the computers they are controlling us now. That's the kind of situation we are living, and we have this Chat GPT where You can type in anything, and in seconds they will give you informations. There are lots of opportunities that comes along with the growth of AI, but there are also some dangers. People can, people can become very self-centered, very opinionated, and there's a danger that the society can just disintegrate.
As a community, I would narrow down to the challenges that we face with technology. Yeah. Technology is it is neither good or bad. It is how you use it. So it is very easy to get distracted. Get up in the morning, touch your phone first thing, and you don't know, like 3 hours fly away, and you have not done anything. At the same time, you can use the same technology and like almost do anything with it. Like you can learn how to be a carpenter. You can learn how to be a better painter, so as to say. I mean, you have to actually do the work, but the know-how, the basics are already there. So my wish, or what do you call, so as to say, is to use technology in a way that aids us, and not in a way that technology controls. You know, like without being conscious, we use technology and like waste all of our time and energy.
I think the greatest thing about being a young person in this generation is that we have access to internet and smartphones, and this for me has helped me pave way for a lot of opportunities to come my way. A lot of times, don't be shy to apply for opportunities. There have been a lot of times where I would see the requirements and I know for sure that I do not tick even 70% of the boxes, but I would still go on and apply, and sometimes I would actually get selected for those grants or for those projects. So don't be shy to apply. As Nagas, we're always, we have to tick all the boxes to apply for a certain position or a certain opportunity, but it's nothing like that. And on the other hand, it is also very important to build your network. I remember when I reflect on my career, I think attending an international conference when I was still a student in college really helped me kind of open the horizons for me. Because it was then that I saw people who were already doing what I wanted to do in the future, and I also got to meet them and talk with them about your work and also the career prospects in that sector. So, making a new friend never costs anything. It only helps us build greater opportunities for future.
Personally, first of all, my biggest challenge would be to be a more present father. Juggling between work and my fitness goals, and I'm still like, they say that you don't get like a trial run to be a dad. Like you have to figure out and work as you go. I would like to be a more present husband and a more present father for my children. That would be the topmost challenge for me. Secondly would be to be more consistent in my fitness goals, not look at like a big picture, but day to day, every day, like give whatever I can give for that day. In my limited experience, this is actually God, which has like, God has been making me more conscious. Like whatever I do is what my children are going to pick up, not what I say. I can say a lot of things. It's easy to say a lot of things, but I want to do so that they can see and emulate.
So I think challenges we have in 2024 is that the Nagaland healthcare sector needs a complete revamp, and I think we're not prepared for anything whatsoever. Look at the pandemic, 2 years, yes, it was there, but then I think it really took a lot out of everybody, the pandemic, because our healthcare system was not up to the mark for such cases or incidents to happen. And now even the dengue, everything, private hospitals were packed, government hospitals were just running like headless chicken, the employees, the staff, and then I think everybody, it affects everybody, and then the performance gets affected in the end. So I think the healthcare system, the challenges is that. And another challenge that I feel is the drug problem that we have in our state. It is just off the hook now, the drug menace in our state, and especially in Dimapur being the commercial hub. We need to have more rehab centers. We need to have more programs, for drug addicts or users. So I think that is one way that it's a big challenge, since the supply is not helping. Now it's not the problem now because it's there anyway. So let the demand stop, and then have more healthcare, rehab centers and programs, and guidance and counselors for such drug users. So I think that's one challenge that we need to also really look into and tackle with a very positive mindset. Opportunities, I would say on the same lines, the opportunities that we have would be probably the again the rehab centers, healthcare centers, and the counselors and guidance. Now that will also create jobs, all those things, once you have all these centers, that will create jobs, because this is a very big menace, the drug menace. So opportunities would be that. Another challenge that we face is also we get reports and news from the public way ahead of the police. Yes, we are at the scene. So the police also, it's not like they are not doing their duty, but I think they also have a sort of hindrance, a love-hate relationship with the media here, with us, and I feel that. So yes, we have spoken at length about this with our own top officials over here in Dimapur, our police officials, and yes, we have decided to work together, but that's a very big challenge. We cannot also just wait for the report, which is from today's incident, then the report from the police will come in 2 days' time, and what is news then? So I think that is another challenge that we face. Should we really go ahead with the news? Because it could be affecting the investigation if it is in the process. So that is the challenges that we have. I think the government should also try to have programs for the younger lot that is coming up right now. Especially during our days, we did not have anything. We didn't have people to teach us. With the surge in so many media houses and outlets, there will be so many young people joining, and so I think the government should have these programs, have such maybe classes, so that we can get a lot of good reporters and journalists in the years to come. And 2024, I hope, is one of those years also.
Particularly in the field of education, I think the opportunities that we need to be looking out for more are collaboration with international institutes, universities, experts in different fields, where we can bring them back to our state to engage with our people, so that our people get more exposure, or either have our people go out there for exchange programs, so that they can experience and learn and come back and implement. So, and I think that applies not just to education, but to every industry, because the world is so global now. We are just a tiny state in this, and a small speck in this world. There's so much more out there. And as we keep on saying, the world is now our oyster. We need to be channeling ourselves beyond, and just thinking beyond just our small petty issues. I think when we look at the larger picture, there are so many larger problems or opportunities out there that if we just focus on, we can forget the minor discomfort that we have, and through exposure learn about the new, what's happening across the world, what new practices can we be bringing back to implement here in Nagaland, how can we develop it at the international standards, how can we be thinking much more deeper, how can we increase our intellectual output by just engaging and just getting more exposure. And for me, I think a lot of that happens through exposure and experiences. No matter how much we talk or we lecture in one place, it's not going to have as much impact unless our people experience something different or something new. But at the same time, I feel that we also need to be open to feedback and have a developing or growth mindset to be able to be ready to accept the changes that we want to see happening in our state of Nagaland. We keep on saying we want to see the change, we want to see the change, but unless our mind is ready to accept the change and to implement it with like-minded people, it's always tough. So we need more forward-thinking people, I believe, progressive people with the right balance to be able to see great changes and positive development in Nagaland.
One privilege that I do not take for granted is that ever since I was in college, I was quite active when it comes to work around youth leadership, and that has taken me to a lot of places within the country as well as abroad, in meeting young leaders from across the country who are doing incredible work in their countries and for their communities. And just being in those spaces for I think about 5 years now has made me realize that a lot of people want to work with young people, especially with us Nagas in Nagaland or the Northeast in general. So just being part of spaces and networks is really beneficial, not just to ourselves as young people, but also to our state. So, you know, if there are opportunities as such that comes your way, I hope as young people we really grab hold of all of those and bring in more investors, not just monetary investors, but, you know, just people who want to work with us and connect with us.
I think the church and, you know, institutions like the seminaries can be more proactive. We think that as a member of a church or as a pastor or as a theological student, we should not talk about corruption. We should not talk about peace between factions or Naga solutions. I think a church should act as a moral compass, should guide the leaders in the right direction. They should pray for them, but also talk with them, and they should also let them know what is the right direction, what is the wrong direction, and so they can be really productive and can be engaged in this whole issues of the state as well as our freedom movement.